Your Humanities Half Hour is brought to you by the Northern Marianas Humanities Council.
Welcome to Your Humanities Half Hour. I'm Catherine Perry, and today we have a couple of special guests from one of our local government agencies, the Division of Youth Services. And joining us are Jennifer Tanaka, the Federal Program Coordinator for Family and Youth Enhancement Program, and also Maria Olopai, a Community Development Specialist. Ladies, family, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's wonderful to have you here this month because it's Parent Leadership Month, and our chat today hopefully will be a good inspiration to the parents who are in our audience, as well as others who deal with youth who may not be parents. And there's something really important we want people to understand about the services that DYS provides. What is that, Jen?
The services that we provide are under the Family and Youth Enhancement Program. We have 3 subunits, and the first subunit is the Youth Services, which is focused mostly on our youths, like youth groups, after-school programs. The Parent Education Services focuses on classes that parents can take in order to enhance their parenting skills if they should need. And the other one is called the Community Services, which we also assist families who are on the verge of losing their homes, who are high school graduates but want to attain a high school diploma, those who are also seeking employment assistance. But just to let the community know that there's a array of services that we have that they can come in and see.
Awesome. And then hopefully in the future we can take time to also look into some of those other programs you have. I wanted to have you share about parent education because I personally volunteered to go to one of your parenting classes before. So it's not just because it's court mandated. It's really there to help any parent. Yes. And don't we all need help sometimes? And it was just such a really wonderful experience. I remember what I learned, like here it is 20 years later. And thank you both for making the time to share some of what you have to offer to the community. What are the parenting education classes that you have?
We have the Common Sense Parenting class, which is a 6-session class.
Yes.
It could be for 6 weeks, once a week, or you can go twice a week just to shorten the time. But it's usually a 2-hour class. Mm-hmm. And it also offers a children's program where when you come to attend the class and you have a toddler or you have 3 other kids that you can't leave at home, you can bring them as well. So you can take the class, and we have another program that would be doing activities with the kids.
Wow, and parents need that, right? Because you can't always find a babysitter. And I'm assuming that these classes are like after work hours a lot or on the weekends?
It's always after work hours.
All right.
We don't want to disturb their weekends because that's their weekends where they need to do stuff at home. And then we have the Early Childhood STEP class, which is offered to parents who have children ages 0 to 6. And then we have the Active Parenting Now and the Active Parenting of Teens.
So tell us a little bit about what is the emphasis of each of these programs. What makes one different from the other?
Not only because of the parents of different ages, but each course has also as a goal. So with Early Childhood STEP, which is a STEP spells out STEP, it's the Systematic Training for Effective Parenting. And it's a course that provides a look at the long-term goals of parenting, information on how your children think, feel, act, and skills that can increase your enjoyment and effectiveness as a parent. With this course, it is this class is for parents of children under 6 years old, and it is 7 sessions, 2 hours per session instruction. With the common sense parenting, it's a design as a practical approach to help parents be more positive with their children and to use their children to cooperate and behave in a more positive, desired, and acceptable manner. It emphasizes on disciplining from the heart.
Now, Common Sense Parenting is actually the class that I went to. Unfortunately, I think I didn't have a car at the time. I didn't finish. I went to 3 or 4 classes, but I still remember some of the points because they were conveyed so well. And the first, if I'm not mistaken, is effective praise, which is finding the good things that your child does. And, as parents, sometimes we nag, and sometimes we only pick out the bad things. We only mention the bad things, and it's not because we don't love our children. And in fact, a lot of times it's because we care about them so much that we want them to learn the right way to do things. We want them to be, grow up to be good citizens, and so we correct them. But starting with effective praise, I guess would kind of boost their
self-esteem.
Boost their self-esteem, strengthen your relationship because you're, saying positive things to them.
Yeah.
You're a certified instructor, I think, Auntie Maria. What do you think?
Yes, it is, because for us in our generation, we never get to be praised.
That was going to be my next point.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard for the parents of our age to come in and they start to learn. And that's what, when they gain this knowledge, they went and apply it. And they will respond to us that it really works. Because for us, it's like we do whatever we kind of practice what we have learned, right? Of how they are treated, how we are being treated. If we have been treated to eat rice all day, then of course we're going to be feeding our kids also with the rice all day. So that's how the generation to generation goes along. With the common sense parenting, we got several ways to teach a child to understand, and for us to describe and understand the behaviors with their ages. And each child are different. With the stage of development and everything, they are very different. We cannot compare that one child has to be the same as the other one. So with the common sense parenting, there are steps that we follow. Other than what we usually learn is just lecture and lecture and lecture. For so many parents, they will say, I don't know what to tell them anymore because it goes in from this ear and it comes out in the other. But it never does. It never goes in at all, because once you started lecturing to your child, it tunes off. The same as us adults. When you go into a conference or a workshop, it's like we pull our phone, or we start chewing, or we start eating, because it's most of the lectures. And it's totally like a boring thing for us. So it's the same thing with those kids who are growing up. They have this short attention span that you need to move on, you need to do things, you need to preoccupy their minds instead of just letting them do whatever they're gonna do. And they can just lay down there watching TV for the whole time when you are supposed to putting things in that brain, make them occupy their minds so that they will feel bored. So that's why when we get to practice and apply it to in our homes, the 3 steps where we stop and describe the behavior, and that's how we correct it, right? Because we stop and describe the behavior, then we give reason Then at the end, we give them the consequences. Because with common sense parenting, we have two consequences. Positive consequences and a negative consequences. We give them positive consequences for the positive behavior and negative consequences for the negative behaviors. And
That
with
makes
those, some that will say, oh, so no wonder why the kids are like this, because we don't have that. We grew up not knowing that we have that because we're not knowing, we were never been taught of consequences. All they will say is, you see this belt? Right. Or tantangan stick. You're going to get this if you don't do that. But yet, we just get to have those steps. We don't hurt the child's feeling. Because all we did is just to continue on and applying it to ourselves, and even the kids, they get to understand.
You were talking about lecturing earlier, which brings up an important point. These classes actually are pretty, it's not a lecture. It's a lot of interaction.
Yeah. It's a lot of
Dialogue
interaction.
between the attendees and the instructor.
Yeah.
And at the same time, if I'm not mistaken, if you don't want to say anything, you don't have to say anything. If you just want to come and learn, and I mean, that's fine. It's free also.
And it's also, it's the same as how we deal with our kids. If they don't speak at all. But we do something like for myself with my kids when they were kind of maybe in the middle school. One of my kids never get to express her feeling to us. But what we do is we write letters. Some sort of, I make a cutie card and write a letter to them, and they write a letter back. So from there, I'm kind of getting something. But at the end, I get to teach her and push her to speak up.
So you mentioned common sense parenting, early childhood step, which is systematic training for effective parenting. And then tell us a little bit about the active parenting classes and how they differ from the two we've already mentioned.
Active parenting now and of teens, it's a practical, it's to teach parents how to use positive discipline and communication techniques to develop courage, responsibility, and character in their children and enhance relationship with them.
How does that work in the class? How do you go about doing that?
We have some slides that we follow through, and it really shows examples of how the teenagers will learn from their parents and differences. How these parents, like this slide talks about this and the other slide talks about a different way. So with that, we the parents in our participant get to learn the differences of the better way to speak to the teenagers and the bad way to speak to the teenagers. Because when you're yelling at those teenagers, they will yell back to you. But when you calm yourself down and you try to just hold on to it and try to speak to your kids, your teenagers, in that way they get to understand. It's just to calm ourselves down.
I can imagine that one of the best things about parents participating in these classes is to realize that if you're having a difficult time with your child, you're not alone. At some point, almost show of hands, anybody have a difficulty with their child? 1, 2, Auntie Maria, you never had any? Okay, the three of us. Okay, 3 out of 3 in this studio. And it's just a part of parenting, and to be able to come together, get some information, get some tools on how to improve your relationship with your child, and then, hear that you're not the only one having a hard time is probably very encouraging.
Yeah, what's kind of funny is it's true, because I work for DYS and I do have a teenager, and I'd be coming to work like, Maria, and she would just look at me, calm down. What does he like to do? Oh, he likes phone, he likes his internet,
Of course.
and he's like, take it away. And I'm like, Okay, but you have to be consistent. You cannot take it away now and then give it to him tomorrow. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'll try my best.
I gave her a book to read. Sometimes we had time and she read that book. So, this terrible, this is why my kid is like this.
Yes, and those books are really good. I mean, I've been working for DYS for 20 plus years, right? But I usually work with at-risk youths and never thinking that my own child is going to go through the same thing. So she gave me the book. So I was, skimming through it, and then I came to the part where it kind of, clicked something in my head like, this is very true. This is what I do.
Oh, so you saw yourself in the book. You didn't just see your child, you saw yourself.
Yes.
Wow. Well, obviously there are a lot of great resources available through these classes. And give us the contact information before we go to break as to where people can get a hold of you if they're interested to get more information or to sign up.
Okay, our main office is 237-1000.
Parent Education. Contact number is 237-1015.
Oh, yes.
I like the first one, which is really easy to remember, 237-1000.
1000.
That will take you to the main office of the Division of Youth Services, and then you can ask for the parent education
Yes.
section.
Yes.
All right. Well, when we come back, I want to talk about another program available for parents that we haven't touched on yet. It's called Parents Anonymous, and we'll be back after this break.
Did you know that you can donate up to $5,000 to the Humanities Council through the CNMI Education Tax Credit Program? Donations from individuals and corporations qualify and can be used to offset your local wage and salary tax, BGRT, and earnings tax. Call our office at 235-4785 to see how you can support humanities programs in our community and obtain a tax credit for your donation. Sizuus Maasi, Olomai, and thank you.
Welcome back to your Humanities Half Hour. We're here talking with the Parent Education Program under the Division of Youth Services. Is that that used to be the name of the program? Is that still the name of the program?
Which one?
Parent Education?
Parent Education Services.
Services, okay. And I'm joined by Federal Program Coordinator for Family and Youth Enhancement Program, Jennifer Tanaka, and also Community Development Specialist, Maria Olopai. Auntie Maria, what is Parents Anonymous, and who is it for?
Parent Anonymous support group is for everyone. It's not that for difficult or problem or at risk or with parents that are having difficulties at home. It's for everyone that just to come in and, they can share their expertise on how they are doing at home, how they cope up with difficulties at home, so they can also come in, share with the groups to help them. Not only that we're getting parents with difficult problems, but we also have parents that are coming in to share that don't have any problems at all.
And is this like they get together weekly and there's a facilitator for the conversation?
There is a facilitator that will be in that group, but the parent leader will run the home.
Okay. What is the benefit or the difference you feel between participating in the Parents Anonymous group and attending one of the parent education classes? What do you see as maybe a benefit that you would get from Parents Anonymous that you might not get from the class?
Okay, what I see is that for some parents that are in the support group, they are more of feeling united with other families, and they can share their feelings with the other participants in that group. It's like they have this, it's like a family type when they are in that group. They come and they share their difficulties with that group, and then everybody gets to, which they call it mutual support. Everybody pitch in on ideas on how to handle it, then everybody works together. And what is says and stated on that room stays in the room. No one can ever disclose it when they get out of that door. And they all trust it. They all trust each others.
And that's why it's called anonymous, is because it's just you and other parents
You and other
sharing
parents.
your hearts.
Yeah, the classes says you have an instructor that teaches you from the book and giving you tips on what you want to apply in your own home. But with Parent Anonymous, it's a support group where you come in and you feel safe and you share your difficulties at home or something that happened last night with your kids, and maybe you can have somebody else is in the group suggest something that you never applied at home.
So it's more like a peer-to-peer support versus an instructor giving you instruction.
And also with that Parent Anonymous, we have 4 guiding principles.
Okay.
One is the parent leadership, which is parents recognize and take responsibility for their problems. They develop their own solutions and serve as role models for other parents. And then with the mutual support, they help each other and they get support from each other, and they create a strong sense of community. And whatever event that we get to plan, we invited them in, and they get to be involved also with our planning during our planning sessions or our planning meetings. They are with our groups to plan on any event that's the upcoming event that will be happening in our program. So they are very active and they are very helpful.
Did you cover the 4 principles, or was that just the first one?
Oh, and then the third one is the shared
because
leadership.
it sounded like 4 almost, a lot of responsibilities there in the first one.
The third one is the shared leadership, which parents and professionals build successful partnership to share responsibility, expertise, and leadership roles.
Okay.
And the last one is the personal growth. When parents learn and grow through exploring their feelings and acting in their decisions in an atmosphere of belonging, trust, and acceptance with healthy interaction are modeled. And that's within the group, the growth within the group and with each individual. And also one of the with that growth, they got this big progress of finding jobs from the assistance of just the groups, like sharing the
Contacts
ideas and
resources.
We have these resources. I can take you to this office, and we can go there. Like they go out in groups or pair up, and they all go
Sounds
out
very
to,
supportive.
They do that.
Well, before we go, I want to give you a chance to issue an invitation in Rafalawash and Chamorro for those listeners who maybe will be more enticed to participate, hearing it in our own languages.
Okay. Tirongali kami sa kumakasaling lala ready ay towo Bible to arungangali ralingir tolap bue programa yel nge hilding sabule halding sa nge hikat bo subutoto we sibu ebutepengihis we bo sibu seletila alangal meser weiraska sikiparingi me weiraska siki karhedi sibura ngarasahi asoso ngali meta ya sibu bangalinge ehimaput bue sarwas hareta isiguleha sibu motalaya ngaroto tolalo grupo yergarabo Parent Anonymous alanier rabo alisihis metepengihis alangalia metaya sikibanye bo sibu kachalal yue kitangali kami ototo wasubu asusu ma papailong la yana ma telefon ye aya kumala melaturel Catherine bue yana telephone number nye ngarebu himuteke of a parent helpline, which is at 24/7 bong real minen 287-2847 ye bu matenge di bibu sibu titilap sahut tametaye sibu alilis me asupengeli ma mengemengis tipas bue ebuhat yas lal komunidad bue sari we rasel alangal meka ekitolong merek sikarong renganganihir ngeki angwala le tiperlal familia yue lasa tengarangali kami paiso me segundi i Departamento Division i Manobinsia na Servicio i Division of Youth Services guau zani magaso si Jen in kwenta gas viven sa blan ingagago todo i komunidad na por favor van halum sa tafan adzudu tafan ta diskuti afasa i pomolik na adzudu siya ni magagi komunidad ni sinya prawaliba mona za takurito di minolek ofay paray famagunta sa istigisa todo iminaput sa nafa siya manahalumgi ipumalo siya na talo ni manenebu mafatu alumgi tanota za kalan mastutad ba todo za ita pogo sa ifamagunta pogo ti sinya hit para ta kurihi sa bulya siya esta stodpo sa tentasyon loan man danyahi todo ni manyaina pues takuri mo na afasinya iajudo ni sinya man manoid ginigitanota si Diyos mo si para todo samzo por favor aga ngalo mi division ni manhoven na servisyo i Division of Youth Services so ufan ma noyam tu halum gi i numero mami 237-1015 si Diyos masi dan si Diyos osum famina di si todo.
Any final thoughts before we go?
We're here. We're open to the public. If you need to just find out what the program is all about, just give us a call. We're there. Our office is in Chalampiel, the Jolton Plaza, next to the Bank of Guam.
Well, our guests today again have been from the Parent Education Services Division of the Division of Youth Services, Jennifer Tanaka and Maria Olopai. If you've enjoyed our discussion today and you would like to sign up for the class, again, their number is 237-1000. And if you'd like to share your thoughts on today's show, please contact the Northern Marianas Humanities Council on Facebook at 670 Humanities. That's 670 Humanities. Or if you'd like to hear more of our shows, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. This has been your Humanities Half Hour. I'm Catherine Perry.
This program was supported by a We the People grant awarded to the Northern Marianas Humanities Council from the National Endowment for the Humanities. Any views, findings, conclusions, or recommendations expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily represent those of the National Endowment for the Humanities or the Northern Marianas Humanities Council.